nutrition and training, we all know, is like this, almost like this mystery because there's so much misinformation out there. But what works for me and what's going to be good for me and how's it going to work? You just got to get with somebody that's very knowledgeable, but you got to be willing to listen to somebody and do what they say, and then after it's over, decide, did that work or not? You know, because it's a learning process. Because you got to understand, I've been competing 15 years, you know, I've got 8 titles at this point. It's a marathon, not a sprint, you know. I mean, like when I first started competing in Florida, I was 240 pounds. Now I'm 40 pounds heavier than I was 6 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, because when I met you, you were not this big.
And people can say what they want, but I mean, it's been 5 years. You know, like it's 5 years is a long time. You know, and everybody will see these transformations and stuff on social media. Think, oh, I want that right now. What can I do right now? And sometimes I get a little offended when people come at me right away, like, oh, what can I do to make, crazy progress?
That's why it's called bodybuilding, not body right now.
Yeah.
It's something you have to build, and anything that you have to build takes time. Yeah, if he's doing it, people are going to want to know how. And it's important, and I'm glad you brought it up. It's important that if you do get a coach or if you do get somebody, listen to that one person. Because I guarantee you, when your friends start knowing that you're competing for the show in April, you're going to get so many people saying, oh, are you doing this? You know, you got to do that. Hey, have you done? And you're going to get a lot of opinions. And then you're going to get so confused. But if you just listen to that one person, if you hire somebody, if you know somebody that will do it, however you're getting that person to coach you or train you, listen to that one person. Listen to that one person. I'm telling you, I have seen it over and over. People are getting multiple suggestions. They're manipulating this one week. They're manipulating this another week. He said I should do this, but he said I should do that, and she said, it's hard enough. So, you know what I mean? It's hard enough to get on that stage. You don't need all those extra stressors, so...
I totally agree. Totally listen to your coach, because what happened is, like, okay, my boy Russ stays with me. He stayed with me a while back. He's IFBB pro. And he did his first pro show, did the Tampa Pro, which was really cool, man, because this guy is, that little backstory with this guy.
Russ who? Was it?
Russ Allen.
Oh, okay.
Me and him have been friends since I was like 19. And I was the bodybuilder in the group, right? Okay. And I was Mr. Teen Colorado in 2001 or whatever. And I've been bodybuilding forever, winning shows, doing my thing, and trying to get there, you know what I mean? He went to one of my shows when he was like 25. This guy would never eat right, would never go to the gym with me, nothing. And he used to tell me I was crazy. He was like, you're crazy, I can never do that. I won't do that. Goes to one of my bodybuilding shows one time, tells me, I want to be a bodybuilder. I'm like, yeah, sure. 6, 7 years later, he turned pro. Like his whole, And so then I'm sitting here going, like, I can't believe this. And then he stays with me for his first pro show here in Tampa. I'm like, what are the odds of this shit? And I'm thinking, how did you grow so fast? Like, what did you? And then he was like, I definitely have this style of training that I want to show you. And you know what I did? I listened. And I didn't like what was happening for the first week or two. I thought, this is not going to work. But I'm not going to stop doing it until it's over. And you know what? I'm so glad I listened, because now I learned a whole new way of training, and my body has morphed. Like, my weights have gone up like astronomical amounts. Like, I'm so much stronger than I was 6 months ago. It's retarded. It's awesome. It's fantastic, But I never would have figured this out on my own, and I never would have figured it out going, well, hey, what do you think? Well, hey, what do you think about this training? Hey, he's telling me this, and I'm like, what do you think? You think I should keep doing it? No. I just made up my mind. Like, he figured something out. So I'm just going to do it until he's not here anymore, and then I'll have learned that, and I'll decide if I like it. So it's very important. Like, you got to be the student, okay? If you ever want to master anything, you know what I mean? And I'll always be a student to bodybuilding. I'll never stop learning. And so when you have a coach that's telling you something, just listen to him, man. You know what I mean? Like, and just do the deal, because then when it's over, you get to clearly say, I liked it, or I didn't like it, or I liked this, and this. And I definitely didn't like that, and these 2 things, I'm gonna change that. And that's how people get there. You might have a coach that'll nail it and everything, you're just like, awesome, But the most part is like trial and error, but just like definitely listen to your coach, and don't try to talk to Sally and Philly and Johnny at the gym, you know. And, you know, it's like my boy Russ, you know, it's like, I would tell him all the time, like, when we, you know, I kind of had him coach me for this last show, and I said, okay, here's how you're going to coach me, dude. This is what I need from you. You're going to tell me to get leaner, and I'm going to say, okay, and then I'm going to do it. I'm like, I'm going to do all my own nutrition, because you sit here and tell me that, like, you think that, like, I need to be leaner all the time. The only reason I'm not leaner is because I stop at a point where I'm like, I'm lean enough, you know? And I'm like, I need you to tell me to get leaner, you know? And he's like, okay. And so that's what happened. And man, I had a great year, and he's probably pulling his hair out going, I don't know. Because you keep asking me, he's like, how are you doing that? He's like, how are you eating all those foods and getting lean like that? I'm like, Russ, you read my book twice, man. You know what's in there. He's like, yeah, okay, all right, well, just keep coming down, man. Keep coming down. Just keep getting leaner. You know? And so, you know what I mean? Like, but, you know, like, you know, I kept getting leaner. I was like, all right, man, what do you think? You know, and he said, just keep going. And I did, you know, as much as I started feeling small. So just understand, though, too, you know, the way I do things is not the only way to do things. You know, there are many ways. But before you turn into, like, this individual that's going to take some of this, and this, make sure you've tried this. You've tried that. You've tried this. Then, over time.
Exactly. And give it that time.
You have to
give
just
it that
absorb
time.
it and learn. Like I said, my boy Russ, I did not think these workouts were going to work. I just didn't think they were going to work. And then he explained to me, he was like, well, this is how Dorian Yates used to train with his blood and guts program, and this is how so-and-so used to train. I thought, well, I'm going to do it because you made so much progress on me doing the work. So I'm going to do it, you know, and I'm just so glad I did. So, you know, I constantly get people on my social media like, I'm 6'2", you know, I'm 200 pounds, man, I'm working out, I can't curl my arms, what do I got to do? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, you at all. I don't know anything about you. Like, I say things like, stay focused, you know, eat right, train hard, anything's possible. You know, like, what am I supposed to say at that point? You know what I mean? But then I'll have some people that come to me, like, I've had guys, like, I get a lot of really tall guys come to me. So I got, you know, I'm like this tall guy master trainer nowadays or whatever. It's cool, man. Just, you know, whatever. But I have these tall guys say, I'm 6'7", I'm eating like this, I'm training like this, I bought your book, I read that, it makes sense, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, I'm struggling with this area, what do you think? Okay, let me answer this question. I mean, you know, like, you could probably answer the question. You know what I mean? But when somebody's, like, just wanting so much, it also creates that kind of feeling, like, I don't really want to help somebody that's not already helping themselves. You know, it's this kind of dynamic. How many times, all right, have you seen somebody on the side of the road, you know, and, you know, you can tell they got a flat tire or something, they're sitting there, you know. I'm thinking, man, somebody should help that person. Keep driving, you know. And then, like, you see somebody on the side of the road pushing their car, I'll stop and jump out and go help them push their car.
Exactly.
Why? Because you see them helping themselves.
Exactly.
It's the same principle with, like, your fitness and what you're doing. When I know somebody, like, I do this all the time. I do this all the time. People come to me all the time, and they, you know, they find out that, you know, I'm this nutritionist, this bodybuilder and stuff, and they're like, oh, I have all these questions, you know, what should I do? I want to start, I'm so motivated, I'm ready to go, what I got to do? I'm like, all right, for a week, I want you to write down every little thing you ate at the exact time and tell me when you worked out and what you did, and you come out after a week, I'll look at it. You know, like, and this is me offering free service, and like 95% of the time, people don't do it.
They can't even do that.
And it's like, and that's why I do it. That's why I do it that way.
That's a great way to weed them out.
Sure.
That's a
I'm
great
like, I
way to
want you
weed
to
them